Happy New Year, dear viewers. As we step into this fresh chapter, let's begin this year with a bang, lower it with fun, faith, and togetherness. After the heartwarming success of Blessings for Your Heart, we are thrilled to bring to you our latest venture, Divine Goinkar Chronicles.
To make things even more exciting, we're starting with a fun twist, our spin and select segment. Stay tuned as we embark on this captivating journey together, weaving tales of joy, faith, and inspiration.
Let's make 2025 a year to remember.
Mama, I was just thinking about how sometimes we try to avoid things that we don't want to do. Like, when we have to do a big chore but you don't want to do it, so you try to hide.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. When you have got to clean your room, you pretend you didn't hear me, right?
Exactly. It's like if I could just stay in my room and hope that the chore fairy would show up.
Well, guess what? There's a story in the Bible about a man who tried to avoid doing things God had asked him to do. Kind of like how you avoid your chores, Melinda. And just like you, he ended up in a pretty fishy situation.
Wait, did he try to hide in his room too? Because that sounds hilarious.
Not exactly, but Jonah did try to run away from God, in the most dramatic way possible. He thought he could escape God. But, you know what he did? He took an opposite direction. It didn't work out quite well as he planned.
Oh no, what happened to him? Did he get stuck in a closet or something?
Even worse, Jonah ended up and got stuck in the world's biggest fish tank, and it was no ordinary occasion. So one day God told Jonah, I need you to go to the city of Nineveh and tell the people to stop being naughty, just like you. And Jonah, being Jonah, looked around and thought, nah, I think I'll go the other way. Maybe God won't notice. So what does he do? He hops on a boat, heads straight away to Tarshish, the complete opposite direction. Talk about running away from your problems.
So he was like, bye Nineveh, I'm off to the beach.
Exactly. But here's the thing, God doesn't like to be ignored.
Yeah.
So do I. So God sent a huge storm. The waves were crashing. The sailors were screaming, help me, help me. And Jonah was down below deck, sleeping. Like, hey, nobody is watching, no big deal. I'll just take a nap while the boat is sinking.
What? He was sleeping through a storm. Was he in denial or just really tired?
Well, he was definitely in denial. The sailors were like, what's wrong with this guy? We're about to sink and he's taking a nap? They woke him up and Jonah said, okay, it's me. Just throw me overboard and the storm will stop.
Wait, he told them to throw him in the water. Like, go ahead, make a splash.
Yup. And they were like, well, okay, if you say so. So they threw him into the sea. And guess what happened next?
What?
Whoosh! A giant fish came out of nowhere and swallowed Jonah whole. Just like the poof, he was inside the fish. Can you imagine the fish thinking, what's this? A Jonah-sized snack?
Oh no! So Jonah ended up in a fish's stomach. That's gonna be one stinky hotel room.
You got that right. Jonah was stuck there for 3 days and 3 nights with no room service, no Wi-Fi, and no snacks, except maybe a few, seaweed wraps. Yeah, he was probably thinking, okay, God, I had enough. I'll go to Nineveh. Just please No more fish tanks.
I bet he was really sorry by then.
Oh, he was definitely. So, after 3 days of fishy reflection, Jonah prayed to God. He said, all right, I get it. I'll do whatever you say, Lord. Just get me out of here. And God, being the merciful God He is, told the fish, all right, Jonah, you've learnt your lesson. So, he told the fish, let him go. So the fish did what any good fish would have done, spit Jonah out on the dry land.
So the fish was like, you're not on the menu anymore. Time to go.
Exactly. The fish gave Jonah the world's most dramatic spit take, and Jonah, still a little fishy, finally made his way to Nineveh.
So he actually went?
Oh, yes, he did. And guess what? The people of Nineveh, instead of getting mad at him, listened. They turned away from their bad ways. And God spared them. But Jonah, he was like, hey, hang on. I went through all this fish drama and they still get forgiven?
So Jonah was mad that God showed mercy? That's like being mad because you didn't get stuck in a fish tank for 3 days.
Exactly. But the point of the story is, Jonah learned the hard way that running from God's plan doesn't work. And God's mercy is for everyone, even those who mess it up. Sometimes I have messed up in life. And yes, God has forgiven me too. So when we don't understand it,
So it's about facing the challenges God gives us, even if they're tough, and not running away because you might end up in a giant fish's stomach.
That's right. Life is not about avoiding the hard stuff. It's about trusting that God's got you back, even if it means you get a little swallowed up along the way.
I'm definitely not running away from anything today, especially not to the fish tank.
And that's the lesson, Melinda. No matter what God, what always does for us, it's always for our good. He's got a way of making sure we do what is right, even if it involves a little fishy intervention. I hope you got my point, Melinda.
I did.
All right. I hope you enjoyed the story.
I did.
All right, viewers. I hope you enjoyed the story as well. We'll catch you back in the next episode. Stay tuned.